Hey, what's up guys? How y'all doing today? Hopefully everyone's doing good. I bet you guys are probably excited about Faramor being released tonight, so I thought I'd talk about him and a hero that he is probably going to synergize really well with. I actually want to try to build a Dream Realm team around these two heroes, and I also want to do a PvP team with them. So, and it's actually going to bring back one of my favorite PvP teams to at least test. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll see what'll happen. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put his Faramor's skills up on the screen as I'm talking about them, and we're also going to have LYCA up on the screen because that's who he's actually going to synergize really well with. So anyway, the first skill we're going to talk about is Sanctified Circle, and it says Faramor consumes 250 energy to summon a one-tile magic circle centered on his current target. So if you're in Dream Realm, it's going to be the boss. It's pretty obvious. And this deals 210% true damage to enemies caught inside, and while the circle is active, Faramor will consume 120 energy per second to maintain it. And that's where the first synergy with LYCA comes into play, because if you look at LYCA's second skill here, Empyrean Blessing, every 12 seconds she's giving 120 energy to your heroes. So that means you're going to get an extra second out of Sanctified Circle, which is the ultimate for Faramor, and it doesn't sound like much, but if you read the rest of his skills, it says, or the rest of the skill, it says enemies within the circle cannot heal, and every half second they take 35% true damage, which actually goes up in damage as you level this skill up. And then, so yeah, you take 35% true damage plus an extra true damage equal to 20% of their lost HP. And the extra true damage can exceed 240% of Faramor's attack. And if no enemies remain in the circle for 1 second, the skill ends immediately, which in Dream Realm you're not really going to have to worry about. But yeah, just having an extra second on this skill is going to be another 70% true damage and another 40%. It's just going to be another 2 hits of the true damage skill and the true damage equal to lost HP. So it is going to actually be a decent amount of damage added up over an entire fight. So yeah, that's where they first synergize pretty well together. Now the second skill that I want to talk about is the Glory's Embrace, and it says Faramor prays to imbue his weapon with sacred power, gaining a shield that can absorb 200% damage while dealing 250% damage to his current target. Now the shield lasts for 6 seconds, and if Faramor has an active non-permanent stat boost from one of his allies while using this skill, it deals true damage instead. And that's the second time that he synergizes with LYCA, because she's going to provide a non-permanent stat boost to him, and that's going to allow this skill, Glory's Embrace, to do true damage almost every time he casts it or uses it. So that's right away a really big damage increase to this skill. And then this skill synergizes really well with the mythic skill, because the mythic skill Bitter Requiem, Faramor replaces his normal attacks. So normal attacks are increased with attack speed. So right here we're getting an attack speed buff from LYCA, and yeah, the normal attacks are replaced for Glory's Embrace, or sorry, hold on. Faramor replaces his normal attacks with Glory's Embrace, and while his magic circle is active. So when he does his active, his Glory Embrace, or his normal attacks will be Glory Embrace attacks, and that means if he has a non-permanent buff, his normal attacks are technically all going to be doing true damage, and it's just gonna be so much true damage that I don't know, these damage numbers that we see in the next couple days could be outrageous in Dream Realm and other stuff. But yeah, and then it says the shield that you get from this caps out at 600%, because if it didn't, it could be like almost like an infinite shield. It'd be pretty crazy. And then the magic circle also weakens enemies within it, allowing allies to deal true damage equal to 75% of their attack, and at level 4 it's 85%. So this is another massive boost to your damage, because your whole team is now able to do some true damage to his target. and yeah, that's it's massive. So yeah, and then at level 3 with his mythic skill, if you defeat one of the enemies with his active, the circle radius becomes 2 tiles, and that just covers a whole bigger area, and this is going to be really good in PvP. So yeah, I wanted to talk about those couple skills with Faramor because they seem to be what's gonna like make him super good and just do some outrageous numbers and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm interested to see how he performs in PvP and other game modes, but mostly it's PvP. And honestly, if he's able to maybe even replace Harak in Dream Realm, now it might be that Harak and Faramor need to be on the same team together, but if you can actually replace Harak with Faramor, then you could possibly move Harak down a little bit on the importance of him as a PvP hero. And yeah, because the reason I used to always say pull Harak over Athalia for most people is because Harak's so well-rounded in every game mode, and if Faramor is kind of able to take that position from him, then maybe you could just, maybe you could pull for Athalia, maybe you could pull for Cryanaya, if you, and I say if, you are in a position with your Celestials and Hypogeans to pull for a PvP version of them. Because if you don't have the twins, if you don't have Friesto, Rainier, heroes like that, you want them first, and then you want to think about whether or not you pull for like Dio or Cryanaya or Athalia or Harak, all that stuff. And whoops. But yeah, anyway, that's all I wanted to really talk about. Just wanted to mention about Faramor and some synergies that I saw that could really improve the gameplay with him. And yeah, it's pairing him with LYCA. So anyway, I might swap my Volca for a Supreme Plus version of him, and then I'll pool copies and Paragon him. I'm gonna wait a little bit and see how he performs on some of these other content creators. Like, I know Rek's gonna pool for him, I know Zebo will, so I'll watch some of their videos and see if they use him in regular arena and stuff like that, just so I can get somewhat of an idea as to whether or not I want to Paragon him and stuff. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe. I know it might have been a little boring, but yeah, anyway, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.
I really like brownness, yeah. It's yummy. I play games with y'all.